Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. It's my pleasure to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that's absolutely fundamental to building a successful career: mastering hotel compliance and the critical role technology, specifically your property management system, or PMS, plays in making it all happen.
And that quote, it really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. It's not just a nice idea, it's the bedrock of our entire industry. So we're going to unpack how you build that trust. We'll be looking at compliance, data policies, and documentation, really the essential pillars that will set you apart as a true professional.
So, here's our plan for this session. We'll kick things off with the high-stakes world of compliance today. Then, we'll see how the property management system is your most important tool. From there, we'll look at data, finance, your teams, and finally, how to make sure your operations are ready for the future. All right, let's get started.
So first things first, we have to recognize that hotels today operate in a really complex, highly regulated world. For aspiring leaders like yourselves, getting a handle on this environment, well, it's not optional. It's absolutely fundamental to protecting your business, your guests, and, frankly, your own career. Because the risks of getting this wrong are just huge. And I'm not talking about small fines here and there. We're talking about the potential for severe legal action, massive financial losses, and maybe worst of all, damage to your hotel's reputation that can be almost impossible to come back from. Because guest trust, once that's broken, it is incredibly difficult to earn back. Let's put a real number on this to make it sink in. Under regulations like Europe's GDPR, a single major data breach could lead to fines of up to 20 million euros, or 4% of your company's global turnover. Just think about that. That one number shows you exactly why compliance isn't just some boring administrative task. It's a critical survival strategy.
So, when we use this term compliance, what are we really talking about? Well, it's simply the practice of following all the rules, everything from data privacy laws and financial regulations to health and safety standards. It's all about operating professionally, ethically, and making sure every single part of your hotel runs by the book. Okay, so how on earth do you manage all of this complexity? Well, the answer lies in the technology that's at the absolute heart of every modern hotel, the property management system. We call it the PMS. And it's so much more than just a booking tool. It is your central command center for all things compliance.
And what's really fascinating is how the PMS acts as the central nervous system for the entire hotel. I mean, look at this flow. It's the hub that securely manages guest data, controls all the financial transactions, standardizes your operations, and this is the key part, it enforces your compliance policies by its very design.
All right, let's get practical. Let's see how this actually works, starting with one of the most sensitive and important areas, governing all of that guest data and making sure their privacy is protected.
This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. On one side, you have the law, regulations like GDPR that say data must be processed lawfully, kept secure, and not stored forever. And on the other side, you see the PMS providing the direct solution for each requirement: centralized workflows for transparency, encryption for security, and automated policies for data retention. It's the direct technological answer to a legal problem.
Now, just as critical as guest data is financial integrity. Every single cent that moves through the hotel has to be tracked securely, accurately, and transparently. And this is another area where the PMS is absolutely essential for maintaining trust with your guests and with the regulators.
You can think of the PMS as your financial guardian. It creates a secure, structured log for every single charge, payment, and deposit. It calculates taxes with precision. And, this is so important, it enforces industry standards like PCI DSS for handling credit card information safely. All of this creates a complete, unbreakable audit trail, which is really the bedrock of financial trust.
But of course, technology can't do it all on its own. The most advanced PMS in the world is only as good as the people who use it. And that brings us to the human element, building a true culture of compliance that lives and breathes within your team.
And this is the question every single hotel leader has to ask themselves. A well-trained team that gets it, that understands their responsibilities, they are your greatest defense. But an untrained team, they can become your single biggest compliance risk no matter how great your systems are.
And that means training can't be a one-off thing. It has to be specific and ongoing. Your team needs to know exactly how to handle guest data, how to process payments the right way, and why their user account only lets them do certain things. Every action they take in the PMS needs to be accurate, and they have to understand just how important that is.
And this little timeline here shows you exactly why that training matters so much. Just follow a single transaction, from the moment a guest checks in, to a charge being posted, to the payment itself, and finally, to the end-of-day audit. The PMS logs every single step, timestamping who did what and when. This creates a powerful, unbreakable chain of accountability that is absolutely essential for any kind of audit.
All right, let's move to our final section and see how all of this builds towards the future. You see, compliance isn't something you do once and then forget about. Regulations change, technology evolves. Staying compliant means you have to be committed to continuous improvement.
A huge part of being future-proof is integration. Your PMS can't be an island. When you connect it seamlessly with your point-of-sale system, your CRM, and your accounting software, you create what we call a single source of truth. This kind of automation dramatically reduces manual errors and ensures your data is consistent and reliable everywhere.
At the end of the day, sustaining compliance is all about being proactive, not reactive. As a manager, this becomes your world. You'll be the one reviewing data policies, using PCMS reports to spot any red flags, and adapting your system when new laws come into play. And crucially, you'll make sure that as people's jobs change, their system access changes right along with them.
So we'll end with this question, for you to think about as you move forward in your career. The PMS is an incredibly powerful tool. The challenge for you, and really the opportunity, as a future leader is to master it. Not just for efficiency, but to build that essential foundation of trust and to lead with unwavering integrity.